another edition of the Spotlight. I'm Jessica Augustine, the host of the show, and today I've got a very special guest with us, Rajeev Naik from Century 21 Global Immigration Limited UK. So a very warm welcome, first of all, Rajeev. It's such an honor for us to have you on board.
My pleasure.
Yeah, definitely. Since you're a member of the Arab Global Network, we always learn a lot from our member firms as well in terms of what they do, and it's always unique that what our member firms have to offer. So, Rajeev, but before we get into what your firm does, tell us something more about yourself, where you're from, and what's your background.
I'm a qualified chartered accountant and a lawyer now based in London, UK for the last 3 decades or more. Originally from India, started my practice of chartered accountant in different jurisdictions, ended up in London, and now having studied the people's behavior and their investment patterns, devoted myself to immigration and property portfolio management out of my London office.
Right, and you said you ended up into London. When you say ended up, I mean, how did you actually, was it because of education purposes, or you just immigrated there as a professional?
I immigrated to London, started my business in the business consultancy, and through that I ended up being an immigration, not exactly immigration, we call it Citizenship by Investment.
Okay, so you basically, all right.
So that's the program that we promote, which basically entails one can choose from about 10 to 12 different countries that we promote.
Okay.
All the major countries, and also we have a special arrangement which is a very, very limited and exclusive one for 2 countries, which very few people, if any, promote that, and if there is anybody who is interested in that, I request them to contact me for that.
So you don't want to basically...
I don't want to
unveil the curtain.
Unveil the curtain as yet.
Okay. We'll talk about probably behind
watch
the scenes.
This space, yes, watch this space.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that sounds kind of interesting. So, Rajeev, Century 21, which is a very, I would say, very modern name. What was the idea behind, first of all, naming your firm, your immigration firm like that, and what is it exactly that makes you stand out from the rest of the people? What was your vision when you started off?
Well, the name Century 21 because we are now in the 21st century. So I wanted something which gives a vision for people of the new century, as it were, and it is not connected with any other similar, the usual disclaimer as they say. It's only relating to global immigration, and as global immigration stands in the 21st century, and the Citizenship by Investment is a program which is necessarily a child of the 21st century. And that's why we have the name of Century 21 Global Immigration, because previously all the programs were based on skills or your ancestry, but a Citizenship by Investment, as opposed to Citizenship by Donation, is completely a 21st century product, and that's what we want to promote.
Right. So, and then you say global immigration, what are the major countries that you are currently promoting?
Currently we promote, of course, our own base, which is the United Kingdom, United States of America, some of the Caribbean countries like Grenada, Antigua, and then European countries like Portugal, Greece. And these are our best sellers, as it were. I mean, we do have some others as well, but unless somebody specifically asks for it, we don't recommend them.
And what is the kind of investment, or what kind of clients? I mean, who are your clients? I mean, that naturally would come to you, let's say, by investment. So, what is the minimum investment range that you have in your program?
The minimum investment varies from each country, from about 125,000 US dollars up to United States, which is close to 600,000 US dollars.
Right.
But what we do and where we stand especially is we do not recommend a program. We do a one-to-one. So we evaluate, analyze the needs of the people who want to migrate. We ask them why you want to migrate, not where you want to migrate. And based on their circumstances, we do a matchmaking, and then we suggest, based on your circumstances, this or these are some of the obvious choices. Depending on then your personal circumstances, we would recommend that you go for A or B.
Right, so that means basically that you have a very detailed scrutiny process as well, and that makes you probably different from a lot of people, a lot of firms, I believe, that are offering immigration services. That it's not just that the client comes into you and says that, hey, I want to immigrate and just invest, but it's more important what is the reason, what is the underlying reason and statement of the investment purpose. So you do a complete situation analysis.
Exactly, and that's why, and we exhibit a lot in all different exhibitions all over the world. When people come and ask us about this, we'd ask them as a first step to go on our website and get familiarized with some of the programs. But then people say, oh, but it doesn't tell us everything. Yes, it doesn't tell everything because, and this is very important, because it's not designed for you as a person. It's a generalized statement that it is made over there. You are different, who is going to look at it. So we have to explain to you, and we have to fit you into some of the programs that are there. It's not that you just go and select off the shelf, I want Grenada, I want USA.
Absolutely.
You may want something, but it may not be the best option for you, and that's where we stand completely different from people. So people go on the site and then come back to us and say, oh, okay, now we have a better idea. Now what do you suggest? Mm-hmm. And that's our
a very, very, very client-focused approach, I would say, which is really good. That's really good to know.
Thank you.
So now we are coming with Rajeev to the hot seat segment, where we are going through a series of questions. So Rajeev, are you ready?
As ready as I can be.
Great. So I'm going to start. So the first question: if you were to name a book on yourself, what would it be?
The Adventures of Tom Sawyer.
Okay. Define leadership.
Pass.
Complete the sentence: success is relative to.
Money.
Choose one: cloud or rock.
Cloud.
Roses or thorns.
Rose.
Red or blue.
Blue.
Black or white.
White.
Ice cream or wine.
Of course, wine.
Define your childhood: problem child, obedient child, whiny child, or genius child.
None of the above. Normal child.
Normal child. Great. What animal would you be if you had to choose one? Elephant, horse, shark, or cat?
I would be shark.
Wow, a shark. Careful. Most inspiring personality?
The current Indian Prime Minister, Narendra Modi.
We're going to speak about that. Favorite author?
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
Okay. The most exciting thing done in life?
Most exciting thing was when I took my family of 14 people, age 8 to 80, to the Himalayas, to a height of 20,000 feet, over 3 days in pouring rain and snow.
Oh my God, that seems like a big adventure and doesn't look like Rajeev at all. That's amazing. 29,000 feet.
21,000.
21,000 feet.
29 is Everest.
Oh my God.
So almost to the base.
21,000 still.
Yeah, but 8 to 80.
How long was it back?
1979.
Right. You were
I was I was a mountaineer. It's very difficult to believe.
Okay.
from what I am now, but yeah.
Interesting. Complete the sentence. You don't like?
I don't like people fighting over insignificant things.
The world is better
If we all mind our own business.
I will invest in?
Friendship.
Wow. Favorite tourist spot?
Whistler in Canada.
All right, great. So that was amazing. That was an amazing round of questions that Rajeev answered, and all of them were literally, wowed me all the time. Rajeev, you said that Prime Minister of India is your most inspiring personality. What is the reason behind that?
It shows what, with determination and faith, somebody can do and go to what extent. Starting his life as a vendor on the street selling tea, he has now reached the apex, and now he is the leader of the democratic country of India, the highest and the largest democracy in the world. So if he can do that, that would be my advice to all the budding entrepreneurs as well, that have faith in what you do, and that will lead to your success.
So these are the words of wisdom, because we were about to come to the next segment, which is words of wisdom. So basically it's all about self-belief, self-motivation and determination that Rajeev is saying here. So is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, great. So and we find that all the time. It's not the idea or how big the idea is, it's about whether you believe in it or not. Rajeev, before we end this Spotlight edition, how has been your experience with the Adam Global family so far, and a few words probably for us?
Well, it's been very wonderful since I joined this family almost a year ago now. And what Adam does for anybody who is a member is it exposes you to a large and a different organization which normally you would never attempt to reach also, and it increases your network in both ways. They approach you as well as you get to meet a different kind of people from your business and your industry as well. So
Rajeev, I think it was such a great time that I had today with you on Spotlight. Thank you very much for coming over.
Thank you.
In beautiful Greece. And I wish that many more people learn from you who are watching currently our video. Thank you.
Thanks, Jessica, for having me. Thank you.
It was great.
Bye-bye.